Hi everyone, I just wanted to give you a brief overview of some new features of the Heads Up and also point out a few features on our third quarter PD plan. So if you'll bear with me here, I'm just going to show you a few things. On our Heads Up, I added a new section. Right here underneath the calendar, I have a Eureka Weekly Pacing. This is the pacing guide that we looked at and kind of created when we met before Christmas break. So what I'll try to do each week is put in there approximately where you should be if you're keeping up with that pacing, and if you have an unit assessment or a mid-module assessment during that week. This way, Mr. Kumler can also keep track of when you guys will be testing and help remind you to put your data into the required documents. We also have our ELA assessment window. That's not new, but I did just want to point out that we do have checkpoints coming up on the 6th. Just scroll down just a smidge here. I am looking for some artifacts, so if you'll read that section and look to see if you have something that you can share. Again, I'm just showing you a few new features. If you look at the very bottom, I've always had some links there for you, but I wanted to point out a few that I've added. Your PD plan is always right here, so if you're thinking, I can't find it, just go to the recent Heads Up, it's always there. Your pacing guides for Eureka that we were just referring to are right there as well. This one is really important for the feedback. I know a lot of you have been sharing feedback with me in regards to Eureka or some of the ELA maps, but please do click on this link and send in your feedback. Your voice is probably greater than mine, quite frankly. If you look down here, I also put text level recommendations. These are for guided reading, and the reason I put those there is because the targeted instruction section is all about choosing a teaching point for your guided reading lessons, and I thought that that would be very helpful for you. So let me scroll back down here. Two other things I wanted to share with you. One, I just added this, the Warren Core 4 Tactics Bank. There's some very good information in there, lots and lots of resources. So you might want to grab a cup of coffee and take a peek at that when you have a few extra minutes. Finally, new I put on here, iStep guidance resources. So this is obviously for 3 to 4, but for those of you who are in second grade, you may want to also kind of take a peek at this so that you know what your students need to be prepared to do for third grade, and they can look at this iStep experience online, etc. All right, I'm going to quickly pop over here to the PD plan. If you look at the PD plan, please right here click on the middle and put in your goal. What are you working on? It could be something that we've already talked about, but if you haven't documented it, please do that. If we haven't met and talked about it yet, but you're ready to implement and start inputting your goal, please do that as well. If you'll look here, you'll notice that everything is highlighted in blue is something that you must attend. Anything that's in white is an option. I've put links on here to try to give you a little bit more information about what is available. You'll also know that almost everything has a registration link, including those events that are here at Pleasant Run. The reason being is because it helps us to be aware of how many people will be attending, or if for some reason there was nobody going to be attending something, then gee whiz, I can slip in. There's also a reflection link for each event. Don't panic if you did not fill it out for the last staff meeting because it wasn't necessarily brought to your attention. But if you'll notice, please do that for this coming week's staff meeting. Okay. Pull down here a little bit more. I just had to change a date for our whole brain teaching discussion. I'm super excited to hear who has been digging into this, and if you're interested in coming to that discussion, if you would please register. Last couple things here. There are 4 complete reader events, and that's all going to be about how we teach the skill and the will to read. I think that's pretty much everything that's new on here as well as new on the Heads Up. Have a fabulous evening. If you have questions, let me know. Thanks. Bye.